Hello everyone, my name is Asha and welcome to my channel, Wisdom and Enlightenment. On this channel, I'm going to dive into dreams, spiritual guidance, and becoming the best version of yourself with Yahweh Shai. And if you're not familiar with the name Yahweh Shai, that is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ in the ancient Paleo Hebrew language, which is the original language. With that being said, guys, this video title is going to be called The Awakened One 2025. So I'm very, very excited to go into this dream that I had that will shed some wisdom and enlightenment on these upcoming weeks leading into the year of 2025 and what is expected of some people or certain people. If this resonates with you, then that is wonderful. If it doesn't, then feel free to share this video with someone that it may resonate with or bring some type of wisdom to. So with that being said, let us get into the video. First, I'm going to start off by reading the dream that I had. At first, I was going to go on a different tangent. However, I'm going to read the dream that I had, and then I'm going to go into the significance that was brought to my attention. And then I'm going to go into those significance on a deeper level so that you can truly understand the message and the profound wisdom that comes with the significance of the dream. And then I will do an overall summary of the entire dream. Let's get into it. As I said, the title is going to be called The Awakened One 2025. I was laying in bed in this hotel room, and the mood that I was in when I was in this hotel room was bliss, but a bit of uncertainty. And I was very much inspired, and I'm not sure what I was inspired by, but these are the feelings that I had. However, I was feeling a sense of urgency to leave the hotel. We had planned to go to Disney World, the kids and their dad. We ended up leaving the hotel room. And then by me leaving the hotel room, the scene has switched to me being on this motorcycle. But while I was on this motorcycle, I was on a tow truck, which may seem a bit confusing. So I was on this motorcycle that was on a tow truck and it was leaving. But in that same aspect, I was also like this out-of-body experience of me being in this other vehicle, watching myself drive, going down the road. And this sparked an emotion behind it, because as I was watching myself, on the motorcycle, I felt a sense of worry, of anxiety, of unsureness of if I was going to make it to my next destination, or where was I going, or what was I doing. But anyway, the motorcycle was on the tow truck, and I was the person looking at myself in another vehicle, wondering and hoping, will we meet up at the same place? And I was talking about my husband and myself through my kids. Like if I was gonna be able to see them again, because it was just me on the motorcycle and on a tow truck. Like where was I going? What was I eventually doing? And then the scene switches again, and I was at this airport. Now at this airport was really, really busy. I stood in line to purchase my ticket, and I noticed that I was in a sense of happiness. Like I wasn't worried, I wasn't stressed out. I was I was okay. So I was at the airport in line to purchase my ticket. Not sure if I had my daughter or a disabled person with me because I was pushing a wheelchair. I was pushing someone in a wheelchair, which is kind of ironic because the scene kept switching from me being at the hotel. Then I'm on this motorcycle driving, someone driving me on, the motorcycle that was then on the tow truck. Then I end up at an airport. So, and with someone that was in a wheelchair that I didn't have any knowledge of. But anyway, I then I got my ticket, and my ticket was $17. And I remember in the dream speaking with this lady or this agent. She had mentioned to me that I was lucky that I had gotten my ticket for $17 because if I would have waited longer, the ticket would have been $3,000. So I was very confused at that point when she said it, because I was hoping well, is my husband, did he get the tickets for me, the kids? That was my initial thought in the dream, not knowing that what was going to play out after that. I was just concerned if he had enough, because I know we didn't have enough money. Now, somehow in the dream, I knew this. And the $17 that I had purchased my ticket with, I had, but not $3,000. So I say that because that's going to be a significant point when I, go into it. In my mind, I was concerned that my husband and daughter might not have gotten their tickets, and that we didn't have that kind of money to purchase our tickets. I proceeded to make my way up to the stairs, but the wheelchair that I was pushing wasn't going to go up the stairs, so I had to find another way. Once I made it to my husband, I asked did he get the tickets for them. He said yes. Why would I not? I was relieved in a sense of, okay, good, because we wouldn't have all been able to go wherever we were going. I have no idea. I just knew that we were good. The scene then switches again, guys. And I was at this school with a group of people. I was not sure at first what we were doing there at all. Why was I here? The school just came out of nowhere. What was I doing in this school building, right? So then we went inside the school and the doors locked behind us. In my spirit, I knew that something was about to happen, that was beyond us. I knew something wasn't right. One person that was with us in the group was responsible for leading us out through this first half of us being at the school. So in the dream, I knew in my spirit that we were supposed to be getting out or doing something or accomplishing something, going through some type of challenge, and that one of the person that we were with was going to lead us through the first half. I knew that. In the spirit, I knew something dark was alluring us. Demons, dark spirits. Somehow we made it through the first half. The second half, I had to be the one to get us free from the school. So the second part of that portion of us being at the school, it was my turn to actually lead us out. And mind you, we're facing these spiritual challenges, these demons, these dark spirits that are amongst us. But somehow I'm very, very calm, and I'm reassured that I can do this. And I'm very anxious in the dream. It was very scary. We were tormented in each of the rooms that we went in. There were demons. Then we reached this classroom where we all had paper and notebooks and stuff, and we were sitting down at these desks. And I had realized we need to have faith. I'm saying to myself in my head, we need to have faith more and believe we are set free and we will be free, mentally. And I told the people around me, the group of people that I was with around me, that we can get out. We can get out. It's not really, there's no real threat here. There's no real demons. They all began to follow me, and I opened this door, and I felt stronger. Once I opened the door, I felt very strong, like I was confident that I could continue to make it through. I said, if we go through the next door, we will be outside. So all we have to do is go through this next door, and we'll be outside, and we'll be free. It'll be fine. The room that we were in was like the gym. So it was like a gymnasium. And we were standing there, and I was saying, the door is right here. All we have to do is go through this door, and we'll be free. So me and another person that was at the second door with me, there was another girl and 2 other girls. So it was total, it was 5 of us. I told them to come on so we can go and we are so close, we can, get out of this gymnasium and we'll be at the door. The 2 girls wanted to go back. So it was 2 girls that was at the other door that we're standing at, and it was another girl that was just standing in the middle of the gymnasium, and then there was another girl that was actually with me at the other door where that would lead us outside. So I was telling the other 2 girls to not go back. Like, don't go back. They were trying to go back and get paper and pencils. Mind you, we just went through this whole phase of being tormented. There were demons, there were challenges. And I'm telling them, like, if you go back, you won't be able to come back. You won't be able to move forward. You'll be stuck where you are. So I told the girls to come, to just trust and believe that they'll be free. And they continued to say, well, they wanted to go back. And then there was this other girl. She was kind of confused. Like, she had this look on her face. Well, I think I'll just sit here and see if they go back, what will happen. And then I'm not sure if I want to go back or if I want to come with you. But there was this one girl that was already with me. Like, she was full blown, just confident, standing behind me, like ready to go out the door. So the other 2 girls ignored me, and they ended up going back to the classroom, and the door closed, and we saw a bright light, which means that was the end of it. They were not allowed to come back through that door. In the spirit, I knew they were trapped forever. Like, they were trapped there forever. And the girl that sat down, in the middle of the gymnasium, that was just, undecided, she had got up and started running towards me and the other girl. And I opened the door, and me and the other girl and I were free. We were set free. But the girl that was running, she didn't even make it to the door. So that door was pretty much closed. So guys, that was the end of my dream. And when I woke up, when you have like a dream that's just all over the place, and there's, different scenes, so much going on. I honestly instantly knew that this dream was from the Lord, and I knew that the Lord was giving me a message in this dream. So I wanted to go into this dream on a deeper level and give some sense of significance within the dream. This dream, the interpretation that I had got outside of meditating and seeking the Lord in regards to the significance of the dream and the meaning of the dream, literally wasn't compared to the message that the Lord has actually given me. And I feel so blessed that the Lord did give me the true interpretation of this dream, because it's so deep, guys. It's so beautiful, and I can't wait to get into it. So this is the first significance. Being at that hotel and feeling that sense of, I can do this, that blissful moment of, getting ready to go to Disney World. Even though we never really ended up going there, that was just the thoughts of, when I think of Disney World, I think of excitement, I think of fun, I think of, joy, laughter, something exciting. And I think of the hotel and what it represents. And hotel, you go there temporary to rest, because you're going on a vacation, you're going to go do something new. So what the Lord gave me when it came to the significance of the hotel was a temporary resting place, a shelter or rejuvenation. And when I, meditate on it and I, get into the spirit in regards to it, it's really the Lord saying, finding renewal in our relationship with the Most High. That hotel is that temporary place of regaining ourselves and rejuvenating ourselves. And it's that resting place where we can forget about our troubles, forget about the things that once were, and remember to rest in Him. And that our time on this earth is transitory, and our ultimate home is with Him. And I think that's where that Disney World, that blissful, that kingdom, that excitement came in, because in the dream I knew like we were going to Disney World. Even though we didn't go, it was just the spirit that was present. Also, being able to take a break from that physical aspect, that emotional and spiritual side of yourself, taking a break and allowing the Lord to move within you. So that sense of peace, that sense of resting and sheltering yourself within the Lord. And I would have never gotten this if I did not meditate, guys, because when you think of hotels, like, okay, so what are we talking about here? But it's prioritizing your self-care and remembering to rest in the Lord. The other part of the hotel significance is hotels can represent transition and change. So when you think of transitioning yourself from one place to another, and you have this in-between space of, okay, I need to rest so that I can prepare for where I'm going. That brings about change, and beginning to embrace this change and trust in the Lord's guidance that's going to get you to this next stage in your life. So wherever you've gone, being in this weary state, or feel like you've done enough and you feel like you haven't heard from the Lord, or the Lord is not with you, rest assured that this temporary place that you're in is going to bring about change, and it's going to bring about something new for yourself. And we must continue to remember that we must rest in the Lord. And that desire for that deeper relationship with the Lord, because in order to move forward, we need to know, okay, well, where am I going? What is required of me? What is it that I need to do? And when you think of that, you think of where the Lord is taking me. So at this point, I do need to rest. I do need to lean on Him. I do need to transition myself and focus on self-care at this moment. So when I think of that, and if this resonates with you, we all have gone through that period of time where we feel like I've conquered a lot, I've gone through a lot, but now I'm entering to this stage where I'm not sure where I should go next or what I should do moving forward. Remember to rest in the Lord first and shelter yourself within Him. Remember that the Lord is going to be the one that guides your step. He's going to bring you into this new change. So guys, that leads me into the second significance, when the scene has switched and I was on the motorcycle that was then on the tow truck. But what stood out was, why was I even on this tow truck, and why was the tow truck even towing the motorcycle, and where was I even going? And I told you the emotion behind that was me also being in another vehicle, but watching myself as if I was weary. Like, am I going to make it to my destination? Will I meet up with my husband and my kids? Where am I going? Like, where's this place, So the Lord had given me The significance of that tow truck is being pulled away from something, letting go of things that are not serving you, um, things that are going to hinder you from this growth that's causing this stagnation, that's causing this weary, this uncertainty, but allowing yourself to let those things go so that you can be moved forward. Bringing about this change. So also it could represent helping someone, um, building that community and a calling to one's life to start helping others. So if this resonates, then perhaps the Lord is calling some of us to step outside of our comfort zone and to let go of things that are no longer serving us, whether that may be people, places, things, and move into this new space of change, into this new space of being carried into this new era, and being called to help one another spiritually, emotionally, helping others that are in the truth and that are like-minded. Because if you think about it, not everyone is going to have the same belief. We're all different, but having that sense of wanting to do better and to know more and to advance yourself, and in you being in that predicament to be around these people, that is a sign to help. That is a sign that you are stepping into this new calling, and being pulled away from things that are no longer serving you, things that are old, things that, and even habits, guys, that are causing you to suppress the emotions that you need to continue to move forward. And this brings me to the next significance. When I ended up in the airport, so when I was in the airport, I didn't feel worried or any of that. I felt very confident and comfortable. So when I think of the airport, the Lord had given me a transitional space, change and spiritual journey, which means new beginning. So you start to see how all of this ties into each other as I continue to go on with the significance, which is such a beautiful thing. And so you're being prepped in this place, in this holding place, in this resting place, to begin to prepare you to see what no longer serves you, what is serving you, what habits you need to let go of, so that you can move forward into this new era, this new knowledge, this new space, this new information. And it also gives you that energy to rest assured and to lean on the Lord, Yahweh Shai, for your strength, for your energy, for you're not alone. So he will strengthen you to get you to this next level. Now, in order for that to take place, you have to come to this realization that I can't do it on my own, and I am ready to transition. I am ready for this new beginning. I am ready for this new era. Once that takes place, you're initiated and you're calling onto the Lord and you're leaning on him for his strength. Then, guys, you will be able to move forward into this new beginning and come out of this space of transition, stuckness, because you've begun to realize that a lot of things that I'm doing, a lot of the people that I'm around or I'm consistently holding on to, connecting with, isn't really serving this purpose for me to move on and gain true wisdom and enlightenment to this new beginning, to this new era in my life. We are meant to evolve. We're not meant to stay the same. We're not meant to stay stuck. We're not meant to be in the same space for too long. If this makes sense to you, this will resonate on a deep level for you. So you're moving along. You've been at this resting place. You've been at this place where you've acknowledged, okay, you know what? Maybe I am, uncertain. I don't know where I'm going. And then you rely on the Lord for your strength, and He begins to show you the things that you're going to be doing, and the things that are no longer serving you. And you begin to make these changes. You begin to let go. You begin to move forward. You begin to step into this growing of your faith stage, where because you heard the calling, because you saw the things that the Lord was showing you, and you're acting on it, this allows your faith to be on a deeper level. And you're believing that there's a new beginning. You're believing that there's change. And you're allowing yourself to let this old version of you die. And the Lord is calling you. The Lord is calling you to go higher and to deeply connect with other like-minded people, that fellowship, that like-mindedness, and to build these relationships on a more profound base versus that regular type of relationship. These are more spiritual, deeply rooted relationships where each one of you are feeding into each other, give and take, and growing in your divine purposes, as well as according to the will of the Lord. I hope this is resonating with you guys. Like I said, this is so pretty and beautiful message on what the Lord is getting ready to do for some of us in the year of 2025, despite what the world looks like, despite what our finances look like, despite what we are going through. The Lord is still in control of the things that we do and in control of pretty much everything. So we can't underestimate the power that He has. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead into this next significance, which is the number 17. Remember I said my ticket, I had paid $17, which was a significance the Lord had given me. And the number 17 represents victory and perfection, divine interventions, victory over adversity and new beginnings, God's sovereign control and spiritual maturity, the completion of prophecy. And when I think of that message, and I think of that, meaning that the Lord had given me, that significance, it all lines up when it comes to the Lord is going to equip you. This is going to become a victory and a blessing for you when you get over those hurdles of what if, maybe so's, and you get out of this state of I don't know, and this comfortability of where you are and what you're already doing. When you begin to see that this is the Lord's sovereign will for us to continue to grow in our faith, grow in our truth, grow overall in the Spirit and with Him. This is perfection to Him because we are following Him, we are trusting in Him, we're believing in Him when it comes to letting go of things, places, objects, people, and seeing Him more in our life than others. And then the divine intervention is us having that realization that we can't do it on our own. We can't slip back into the world, into society, and think we can do it all on our own, because we can't. We need the Lord for our strength. We need Him for His guidance. We need Him for the wisdom. We need Him to keep us growing. And if you think about it, when you go through life experiences, you gain this wisdom that begins to change your perspective on life, that then begin to change your actions and the way you go about doing things in life. That is the Lord. Where there's an experience, there's a lesson, there's something that is learned, and then there's profound wisdom that is gained within that. So it is so critical to look at every life experience as God's sovereign will to learn, to move forward, to add and to take away what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. And when you get to this level, you begin to understand that spiritual maturity of good discernment of, do I stay this way? Do I grow? Do, I hang around these people? Do I let them go? And it could be very hard because these could be family members. These could be people that you grew up with. These could be your coworkers, people at your job. These could be situations that the Lord is showing you on a daily basis that could be very hard because, we still do have a heart. We love, we care, but we also have to realize that we have to continue to grow spiritually with the Lord. And if certain things are hindering us, then we will stay stuck. That's not having good discernment. That's not spiritual maturity. That's actually hindering yourself while saying, well, I can do this, and I'm spiritual or I'm this. But in reality, you're really hindering yourself from getting to this new beginning. It is good to continue to realize everything in life is a lesson, and you have to continue to keep moving forward. Understand, okay, where am I? What do I need to do? What lessons am I learning? What is it that I need to gain? What is that I need to let go of? And then start to attack these things so that you can see where you're going. The next significance was me being pushing this person in a wheelchair. And the wheelchair symbolized making peace with the fact that you can't solve one problem alone. And I just spoke about that in the last significance. We can't do this on our own. Emotionally, psychological dependence. We don't want to get to a place where we're dependent on the things and the people around us in order to achieve greatness or in order to gain something. And you don't want to feel that sense of, I can't move on. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. And then you're just dependent on the stuff that's around you or the place. And it's that sunken, stuck feeling of, I'm helpless. I can't do it. I can't do it. And what you're really yearning for is that emotional freedom, caring about your goals, profitable growth, transformation of reaching and completing these goals that you have for yourself, and getting to this next level within yourself. But we still have to remember we need to lean on God's strength. God is our strength. God is going to be there when we are weak, when we are weary, when we are uncertain, when we are confused. He will be there. During our difficult times, we need to realize that we need to depend on the Lord and his spiritual support to get us where we need to be. Because staying in this sense of dependency of, I need someone else, or I need this, or I need community. Yes, we are supposed to be in community with others. We don't want to be so codependent that we miss out on the things that we're supposed to do that brings in the good community. We want to stay balanced between what we are supposed to be doing versus what everyone else is doing, so that when we come together, we are bringing difference, but then we're bringing wisdom to one another. I am going to continue to awaken the spirit that is within me. I'm going to continue to acknowledge that I can't do it on my own, and that I do need the Lord with me to keep moving forward, to break these barriers, these strongholds that are on me, to guide me forward. And we're going to get into when I was in the school. So after I left the airport in my dream, the scene has switched to me being at the school. Like I said, in the dream, I spiritually already knew something was going to take place when I went into the school and the door had locked behind me. But what the Lord gave me about school and being in that school is, this stage represents spiritual growth, development, and profound formation. So, a season of divine purpose. So, when you think of school, you think of learning and studying. This is God's way of preparing you for this purpose, preparing you for this new beginning, preparing you for his will of what he has next for you to do. And if you can't go and get through this preparational season, it will be hard for you to see the outcome of where you're going to go. Pretty much like I'm saying, like he could be calling you into leadership to be this new face of this change to the people around you. And if you can't see that this season that you're in is preparing you, because we have to shed this old self so that this new self can be reborn. We have to do that. And each season, that's what's being called and asked of us. Okay, what did I learn in this season that I can take with next season that'll benefit me to go higher? What in this season that I had to overcome, the challenges, so that I can become more enlightened, more closer to the Lord? What in this season that I had to take away that was hindering me, that was blocking me, that wasn't strengthening me, so that I can move forward? These are questions we have to ask ourselves daily, because we're always in a new season. We're always transitioning. We're always changing. And understanding the spiritual lessons in this season is very significant, because then it'll allow you to truly understand, well, what is the Lord asking of me? Where is he taking me? Am I for sure, on what is about to take place? So try your best to begin to understand the spiritual lessons and what is taking place in this present moment that'll bring you closer to where you're supposed to go. Remember, you're awakening this new beginning. You're shedding this old self, this old belief system, these old habits, and you're stepping into this new change, this new era, and this new wisdom that's going to continue to keep bringing you closer to the Lord. The Lord may be calling you, like I said, into new leadership, not the leadership that you once were in, but a leadership on a different level. Also connecting with like-minded people and community on a different level than once before. Seeking wisdom and knowledge and spiritual understanding while you're in this season of learning and understanding what is wisdom, what is this knowledge, what is the spiritual growth that I'm supposed to be obtaining. Because like I said in the beginning, we are consistently evolving, we are consistently growing, and where there's the Lord, there you should be, waiting for this profound change, willing to let go of things that do not align, do not serve you, allowing yourself to accept that you can't do it alone, willingly letting these doors close so that new doors can open for you, so that you can step foot into this new era. And you don't realize that unless you've gone through a certain experience and you are yearning for the Lord to give you this profound understanding. So if you're not seeking him and you're not diligently asking him stuff daily on what are you becoming, what is it the Lord needs of you, and what is he asking of you through this season of learning and lessons, you won't really gain the information or the knowledge that you actually need to move forward. You will stay stuck in this space of despair, uncertainty. Lord can speak to you in so many different ways, especially when it comes to this season of learning these lessons and these open doors that are going to come after. It is so important to understand where you are and where the Lord is taking you. Also, what lessons are you learning that you can then overcome? Because where there's a lesson, there's always something that is learned and gained so that you may begin to help others in the same situations. Your faith is being built on a deeper level. So we think that, we've gained the faith that we needed. We don't need to do anything else. This is it. I've got my faith. I know my scriptures. I pray. I know it. But if you think about going to the Lord and asking him, he's going to tell you that he's calling you to go higher, to do more, to succeed, to seek him more, because there's always this new level of information, this new level of wisdom, this new profoundness of your personal spiritual growth, your purpose, and where he is calling you. So the next significance is when I was in the school with the group of people. And what the Lord is saying is a sense of belonging, community, and support. God's presence within fellowship of believers. Seeking out meaningful connections with others. Potential for spiritual and significant influence. A call to reach a large number of people with your message. So if this resonates with you and the Lord is calling you to start something, start it. If the Lord is asking you to get out in the community and mingle with people and to connect with people that are like-minded, do so. If the Lord is saying to you, he needs you to be more open-minded and to share messages that he has given you spiritually, then do so. In this season, the Lord is saying to you that I have prepared you and that I have pruned you for this very exact moment. And connecting with these believers and connecting with these people is going to bring about change, and it's going to bring about good community, and it's going to bring about spreading his word, spreading love, spreading the good message to one another. When you think about community, it's so good to be in community with like-minded believers, because you get to exchange wisdom and knowledge and good energy amongst each other. It's so good. So if this resonates and, this is what the Lord is saying, then it is so wise to do so. The next significance was the dark spirits that we had to deal with through the whole situation when it came to being at the school. This is negative influence, warfare, inner conflicts, strengthening your faith, seeking spiritual guidance from the Lord, unprocessed emotions, overwhelming emotions, separation from God's light, staying connected to God, and staying away from negative influence, which I spoke of at the top. This can also reflect challenges, trials, or a period of uncertainty. Dark spirits can signify a period of testing, refining, and a growing in spiritual journey. Persevering in your faith. So, like I said, I knew in the dream that these dark spirits were luring around us, but I was never afraid. It was never like they were taunting me so bad that I wanted to go curl up in the corner and cry and hide. I was facing it head on, getting through the challenges, understanding what they were, and understanding that I can get through this. And I had a leader. I had the first person that was leading me, and then it was my turn to actually lead. So the Lord gave me that spirit to understand that there's going to be someone that's going to lead you, but then it's going to be your turn to be that leader, to be that spiritual guide, that insight for other people. And in order to do that, you want to be able to have all of your unresolved issues that you have buried within yourself resolved. Being around negative people won't work. Energies transfer. Dealing with that inner warfare, that the conflicts that you're dealing with within, you have to consistently rebuke them and to pray, because the Lord is still in control, even when it looks like he's not. He's still in control. When you're going through these phases of uncertainty and you're going through this spiritual attacks and these spiritual warfare, while you're transitioning into this new phase in life, you have to begin to rebuke it. You have to begin to work through these challenges and these conflicts that have been deeply rooted within this stage of your season, so that you can move forward. And then continue to stay connected to God through these dark eras, these dark spaces, beginning to understand that the Lord is in control and that you can move forward, but deal with these issues. Don't bury them. Don't try to suppress them. If you're dealing with personal issues, life issues, family issues, deal with these things head on. Acknowledge them and move forward. This is a testing phase for you, where these things are going to come up, but it's just testing your faith. It's testing your spiritual growth, where you are in this journey, because in order to master this level where you are, to get to the next level, you have to undergo trials in life. You have to, because it's going to strengthen you spiritually. It's going to give you more wisdom. It's going to help you to continue to move forward. The next significance was me being in the classroom. And this significance is God's calling you to God's calling you to deepen your spiritual learning, drawing closer to him through his words, awakening this new transformation, seeking deeper discernment and wisdom, receiving profound instructions from the Lord, preparing one's heart and mind for an intervention with the Lord. The importance of discipline and commitment in our spiritual journey, preparing for a transformation, learning new insights and perspectives. Guys, this is the one that resonated with me when it comes to that, because we need to have discipline. So we get to this level of acknowledging what the Lord has done for us and what we have learned and things that we can say we've learned and other people can see that we've learned. But we can't slack and we can't stay the same and we can't be mediocre. We have to be disciplined to figure out, well, what can I do now that I know this, and do it on a better level that's elevating oneself and others. We have to get to that point where we're allowing ourselves to be students. We're allowing ourselves to be taught, okay, well, I've mastered this, but let's look at it from a different perspective so that I can master it on a different level. It's almost like becoming the alchemist of your own studies, of your own wisdom, and knowing that, okay, yeah, where there's wisdom, there's more wisdom. Yeah, I'm profound in this situation, but there's more to that. And you have to ground yourself in that so that it can be broadened, so that you can see beyond that. And this is deepening that spiritual walk, is deepening that faith. It's awakening you to a new perspective, a new way of thinking, a new way of viewing things. And then it's allowing you to become more closer to the Lord. And within this, guys, this is all a part of your spiritual journey, all a part of the spiritual journey. Yes, we see that the world right now is in shambles. There's a lot of crazy things going on. But that doesn't mean the Lord is done with you and what he's trying to accomplish within you. And then I want to talk about when I was in the gym, the significance of being in the gym, guys. And then I have one more, and then I'm going to do a brief summary. So when it comes to being in the gym, you are exercising to become spiritually fit. Spiritual discipline leading to this new opportunity, these new doors, developing spiritual strength, fellowship, and strengthening the body of Christ. Spiritual renewal. So when you're in this gym, now you're going to begin to encounter situations that allow you to exercise this new strength, this new spiritual insight. And that is how the Lord gets you to see okay, this is where I was, but this is where I'm going, and this is where I'm at now, and I'm learning it, and I'm gaining it. And then you begin to go through these new doors and start to utilize these skills and this profound wisdom on a different level, guys. It's so wonderful. So the significance of me being in the gym was at that point where I realized, well, all we have to do is have more faith. When you're strengthening your faith and you believe, it begins to make the unimaginable imaginable, the uncertainty certain, where you're no longer worried about the bad. You're only concerned about, what am I going to do to move forward? Whatever it is I'm going to do, whatever it is I need to do, I'm going to do it regardless of the way I feel about it. That spiritual fear. And you're going to continue to discipline yourself and keep seeking, keep reading, keep understanding, keep believing. It's going to gain more wisdom for yourself. It's like saying, well, I've gained all enough. I've read the whole entire book. But then, you know what? Let's go back and read it again. And let's see what perspective I get now after I read it, a year ago. And now I'm going to read it again. You find yourself at this place where, wow, I didn't read it like this before. And now I have gained new wisdom after reading. It's the same thing with exercising these new spiritual gifts that the Lord has given you. If the Lord is, like I said, calling you to leadership or to ministry or whatever the case may be, it's time to start practicing that and own up to it. Be confident, because in this stage of going through it and becoming spiritually fit and exercising these practices will make you stronger, and more discerning moving forward. And the last significance was the door. When we walked out of the door and we were free, the door represents new beginnings, new opportunities. God is opening new doors in your life, positive changes, new possibilities, and divine favor. Seeking the Lord before moving forward is very, very imperative. Taking action after understanding that and moving towards the opportunity will bring new profound wisdom and strength. Seeking God's direction for our life, leaning on Him for proper understanding of our purpose and path we should take. And guys, that concludes it. So when you think about the dream I had and then me going into these significance and we get to this last one, which is the door, that is the beginning. That is the beginning of something new. That is the beginning of this new chapter, this new era, this new profound wisdom that you have gained that you can take within this season. And then there's going to be another season after that, and then another, and then another. But me opening that door and feeling like free and understanding that all I had to do was build my faith and have that strength to walk through that door. But I also had to go through that dark phase of dealing with personal conflicts, dealing with inner issues, dealing with the things that are around me that aren't serving me, removing old habits, removing old friends, family, places, things, and stepping into this new journey. And here it is, getting ready to be 2025, opening this door to something new that the Lord is doing, not something worldly, not something on the surface, but something so deep that it moves you to this deeper spiritual walk with the Lord. And that's typically what the door represents, this new beginning, this new opportunity. Now you have a choice where you can either take this opportunity, you can go through these different phases, these different stages, and work through that and gain this, or you can stay stuck. I'm pretty sure if this resonates with you, this will be a confirmation to take on these new challenges, understand where you are versus where you were, what things you need to overcome, what things you need to accomplish, and begin to take these steps so that you can profoundly move forward. Remembering that we cannot do these things on our own, but also leaning onto the Lord for His strength, for His wisdom, and for his guidance on what we to do moving forward. And when I think about this, guys, this all sums up the fact that this is closing out a season and opening up a door for this new season to take place. And in this old season, there was this uncertainty of, well, I believe that I've gained it all. I believe I'm where I need to be. But there's this nudge, there's this part of me that's still saying, well, there's more. What can I do? What do I have to do? And then you begin to realize what the Lord is saying by beginning to seek him. Outside of seeking him, you're going to just stay in this space of uncertainty, unwavering answers. And you're not going to really have this beautiful outcome that you would desire without seeking the Lord. So it's best to go through these challenges, deal with inner conflicts, deal with the situations around you. Don't ignore them. Understand what the Lord is saying to you each and every day about the people that you're around. Begin to move into this space in alignment with what he's calling you to do. Especially, guys, when it comes to family, friends, community. You don't want to have a glimpse of anything that is toxic, of negative, or any seed that is not planted in the Lord to be tagged along with you, because it will bring you down. Rather you think, okay, well, I can manage, I can get through this. These seeds are attached to you. And where there's a nasty seed, some type of leaf is going to grow, and it's going to be unequally yoked with the good part of the seed that needs to be washed off, cut off, burned. Now is the time to go ahead and do those things. Wash away these old ways, these old habits, these old thought processes, and begin to move into this space of what the Lord is saying, not what the world is saying. These new opportunities, what gifts is the Lord planting into you? What is he calling you to do? Leadership, community, discipleship, getting into the word more. Whatever it is that the Lord is calling you to do must be done in this season. Going through these challenges so that we can begin to prepare ourselves to strengthen the gifts that he's given us, to strengthen our faith, and to lean onto him for the times when we are weary and we don't feel strong enough and we can't do it. We must begin to lean on him. With that being said, guys, these new doors are going to take place. There's new possibilities, but the Lord needs you to do the work to get there. It doesn't matter if you feel like, well, I have it all, I got it all. You don't. There's always a lesson in stuff. There's always growth. There's always new chapters. There's always new seasons. The Lord is always doing something, and you have to stay in alignment with what he's doing within your life. Rather you feel like you've mastered one skill, there's always a new skill. There's always something bigger. There's always something better. But don't get in this place of being wavery, weary, uncertain, doubtful, weak, because the Lord is waiting for you to reach out to him so that he can continue to guide you. And you'll know what I'm talking about, those that truly believe and that are spiritually in alignment with their purpose and where the Lord has taken them. I hope that this dream that I had and this message that the Lord gave me edifies you, brings you closer to him, and allows you to understand what is new that is getting ready to take place for this year of 2025, and what the Lord is getting ready to do in your personal life, and understanding what is required of you and what you need to do moving forward. I really hope that you enjoyed this wisdom and knowledge that was given to me that I'm sharing with you guys, and bringing this to you would be so beneficial for this new chapter and this new growth. Shalom, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.